Welcome. Now, basically, today what we're going to focus on is this idea of portfolio analysis. Now, there are businesses out there do not have normally single product lines in single markets. And what we're trying to get our heads around today is the fact that businesses, in order to thrive and sometimes in order to survive, have to find a way to develop multiple products and actually start to find a way to access multiple markets. So we have tools at our disposal to be able to analyze a company's portfolio of products or portfolio of markets. One of the most famous one, which is the one that we're going to do today, this is the one we're going to focus on today, is what we call Ansoff's matrix.
Ansoff's matrix.
Yes. Double that.
Nice one.
Oh, good start. Ansoff's matrix. So this is a guy called Igor Ansoff, and what he did is he created this portfolio analysis matrix. Okay? And we split it into 4 elements. On this side, we've got products.
Oh, you explained it.
And on this side, we've got markets. Okay? So Ansoff recognized that there were 4 main strategies that a business could employ. You could either focus on your existing products, or you could develop new products. You could focus on your existing markets, or you could try to develop new markets. Fine, are you with me?
That's very
Yeah.
clever, actually.
And what he said was, these are the 4 main strategies that business follow. The first one, which would be existing products in existing markets, is called market penetration. And of course, Ollie finds the word penetration extremely hilarious. Now, if you just focus on penetration, then Ollie laughed again. If you just focus on penetration, then basically what you're saying is, we're going to do as much as possible in our home market with our home products, with our own products, the ones that exist, in order to gain as much market share as possible. That's your aim, to get as much market share against your competitors as you can.
But sometimes it's not worth it.
No, sometimes there's better strategies out there, and we'll look at some of those strategies today. Right? Now,
sometimes there's better strategies than penetration.
Yes, Ollie, sometimes there are better things out there than penetration. I'm sure you will find this as you become a more established businessman. So, what you are considering is that penetration is not always the way forward, Ollie. Okay? Now, what you've got is... Gentlemen, we are recording.
Yeah, I know, I'm going to clip it. Penetration is not the way forward.
I can see that going viral. Anyway, the point is this. That actually developing that market share, working in your own markets, there's nothing wrong with that. It might be through marketing, it might be through branding, pricing strategies. We know a lot of the marketing techniques from last year, right?
Yes.
You know, you could have a pricing strategy, you could understand how to get your products to the customers in a better way through distribution channels. It could be designing, just tweaking slightly an existing product. Okay? So this is the first, and it's the safest strategy, and that's a word we'll come back to later. It's the safest strategy.
Penetration.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Okay, so if we choose, however,
This is safe.
to venture into a more risky
Product
strategy,
development.
then we could look at product development, for example. So here, product development.
No, that should have gone to the right of market penetration.
Yeah.
No, new products.
Oh, your partner's not. Oh.
No,
No, exactly. Because he's.
New
oh,
products.
has he?
Existing markets. Oh, boys, this can go either way, huh?
It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
yeah. we put markets there,
He's flipped
or we
it.
put products there. Yeah, it depends how you label it. It's up to you. Okay. If you type literally, if you go to Google Images and type in Ansoff's matrix,
There you go.
you'll get one of those that pops up. It might be this way round, or it might be this way round, but it's the same thing. It's the same 4 strategies and the same 2 elements that we consider. Okay, so product development is where we look at having multiple products, or having what we call multi-generational products.
We do. This one dark as
That's
well.
very good. We've got multiple products, or what we call a product range, or a range of products. That might not just be one generation leading to the next generation and the next generation. It might be the fact that you're selling 4 or 5 different products at the same time. And you've got a range of different products.
Yeah.
And the marketing for those products might be all slightly different. The pricing might be slightly different. But you are taking a risk. You are launching new products into the market, and you can never be certain if those products are going to be successful or not.
There's always going to be risk.
Yeah, there's always going to be a risk. We're not suggesting that there's no risk in this area, but there are more risks
Moving out.
as you move further away.
Of course.
Okay? So, higher risk going this way, higher risk going this way. Okay? If we are safe in our home market with our own product, we know how the market might react. We can just build market share. Here, we're developing new products. That takes investment, it takes expertise, and there is an element of risk involved. I personally think a higher risk than developing your own products or new products is actually entering new markets.
As a company.
I actually think that poses a greater risk than the development of new products. And this is called market. My brain's not working properly for some reason. This is called market development, where you may be going from your home market, say for example the UK, you might be then deciding to sell your products in Spain or France or Germany. Or it could even be more further afield. You might be expanding into bigger markets like America or China. And that carries with it a significant amount of risk. Imagine if you're moving from a home country to a country that has a significantly different culture. Then that carries with it even more risk because of the unknown.
Wait, but then.
But in the last square, you'd have to find a product that's completely new that would then create a whole new market.
But is it not the higher
Yeah.
the risk, the higher
It's
the
not easy to
reward?
do though.
It's a good question. I mean, Constantine makes a good point. that actually, if you're willing to take these risks,
For example, bottom right, you're taking.
oh yeah, well, we'll come to that in a moment because that is the least usual and the most profitable of them all.
Yeah, exactly.
But
So the highest reward.
ultimately, what we're saying is,
Reward.
if you are
Highest
willing,
risk.
if you are willing to take the risk to enter a new market, you could potentially make millions and millions of pounds or euros or
It's
dollars.
like golf. Going
If-
for a par 5 and 2, you make eagle, you might win, and you win millions of it. With it.
The higher the risk, normally the higher the reward. Okay? But we also have to be aware that you shouldn't be taking unnecessary risks. And often, if you're a business, you're taking a risk with somebody else's money. So often, you're not taking a risk with your own money. Often, you're taking a risk with investors' money. Or you may even go into debt in order to enter a new market or develop a new product. Okay? And again, there's no guarantee of success. I personally think market development is a really tricky strategy, especially if you're going from one culture to another culture. So American businesses that try to launch in Southeast Asia,
Because of the unknown.
because of the cultural differences. There's a great documentary out there called The Factory. I think it won like an Oscar or an Emmy last year or the year before.
Correct.
And it's about a Chinese company
Oh, yeah.
that buys an American factory.
Green Book.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was that. But the point is that the cultural change, the difference between the culture of the Chinese and the culture of the Americans, those two clashes of cultures
It's quite a different world.
didn't work out too well. And they had an awful lot of trouble getting that business to work properly. So I do think market development is one of the most tricky of strategies, the riskiest of strategies. But we have a fourth one. Ollie, did you look it up? What is it?
Diversification.
It's called diversification.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, diversification is where we're actually moving away from our comfort zone, not only in terms of product, but also in terms of markets.
That's very
And actually, that adds the greatest of risk. Because imagine you've got your own existing product, right? So you know the product really well, and your salespeople know it well, and your manufacturers know it well, and your marketing teams know the
You're
product.
an expert in your own thing.
You're an expert in your own product, right? And you take your own product to a new market. Okay, it's a new market, so it might be difficult. Now imagine that you, in your own existing market, you're at home, right? You know your customers, you know the media outlets, you know the retailers, you know the manufacturers. You're in your home
But
country
it's not
with your own language, and you're developing new products. Okay, so you're trying to develop a new product, or you're trying to enter a new market. You're doing one of those things. But when you diversify, what you're doing is you're taking a risk by doing both of those things in a strange new environment.
But
And
wouldn't,
that is the riskiest.
wouldn't you say it's not as hard as starting a company? Because if you're starting a company, it's a new product for you and a new market for you.
Well, it's the same thing, isn't it?
I think
it would be the same, but then if you've already got a company, there's things that
No, this is also a new product and also a new market as well.
yeah, but the company already exists, so then
Yeah, magic.
the royalty.
what we're dealing with is this is a business that already exists.
Yeah, it's,
Okay,
yeah.
and you've got at least one product that's been launched in your own market. So, yeah, expanding your business and making your business grow is not as hard as starting it up in the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, but once you've established one product in one market, then there's pressure to expand. Okay, so imagine a scenario: you had Apple Macintosh, developed a PC in the American market, in North America, right? That was their first product.
Yeah.
But very soon after they launched, they started to grow. You could see there was pressure on them to do more, to launch more products in more markets. That's it. Close it down. Shut it.
No, I'm
No,
right.
you're not reading anything at all.
Yeah, I was just looking at
Ollie, don't fight with me.
Let him pull out of the cash.
I apologise for that. Ollie was playing on his computer again inappropriately. Thank you. So, when we deal with diversification, we have to accept that this is the model of highest risk.
Yes.
Well, let's go back to the concept of Apple. So, there was pressure on them to expand and develop their product development range. And they did so, and they have done so successfully, even down to things like accessories, mobile phones, laptops, watches,
Headphones.
yeah, all those sort of little accessories that come along with that. Okay? They moved away from their core business and they took risks. And every time they did that, some of them failed, or some of them weren't as successful as you would have hoped. But it never perturbed them, because what they're doing is they're spreading their risk. You've got multiple products in multiple markets. What you're doing is you're spreading your risk. If one product fails, or one market fails, it's not the entire business that's ruined.
Yeah.
Okay?
But rarely you'd like put everything on one card, would you? Like, it's not happening often. That like a market would just put like everything into one new product.
Well, look, it's like, I'll give you an example. My favourite analogy for this particular concept of shared risk is roulette. So in roulette, you can either put your money on one number.
Green.
Well, you can either put your money on one number,
Red.
or you can spread your bets. You can place it on the corner, which covers 4 numbers. You can put it on a line, which covers 12 numbers. You can put it on odds or evens. You can put it on black and white. You can put it on first, third, second, third, third.
Black and red.
Yeah, you can put it on black or red, yeah.
You know there's no.
Oh, not white, no.
Not white.
No?
Or you can
So you can put it on individual, you can place your bets on individual numbers. You can place your bets on numbers that are less risky, or you can place multiple bets. You can put multiple bets on different numbers and different combination of numbers.
Different
And what that does, it spreads your risk. And that's an analogy that is easily transferred to this concept. That actually what portfolio analysis is all about is that you are attempting to spread your risk from a business perspective. Okay, now, what I have for you, gentlemen, I'm going to pause there, but what I do want you to do is I want you to take a look at the PDF that I sent to you, which is a 20-mark question all about Ansoff's matrix.
I know.
Okay? I'll speak to you shortly. Bye-bye.